out-of-body experience.
Welcome to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast.
Welcome back to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast with your host Logan and
Hayden.
And today we bring you another episode of Pass the Pen. I think this is episode number 4 of Pass the Pen. I think we've done 3 other episodes of this. Basically what Pass the Pen is, it's our fancy booking series where we take a company and we take some storylines and we try to fancy book them out a few weeks or a few months and try to project what we think the company is going to do. This case, it is WWE and it is the path to SummerSlam. We already have a few matches guaranteed, but me and Hayde went down and wrote down some other matches that we think are probably going to show up on the 2-night SummerSlam card. So let's start. Hey, do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Well, let's start with talking about the 3 confirmed matches so far.
Okay.
We have the World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns is going to defend his title against Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Which
That's
I
official.
had in my thing before it was official. We had the Women's World Championship. It's going to be Liv Morgan versus Io Sky, who won the Queen of the Ring. That match is official. And we have Heck in a Cell, Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi. And that is official as well. Which I actually had Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi. I did not have the cell part of it. But
Yeah, I don't think anybody had the cell part of it.
I like it. So, that is what we know so far. Now, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure, I'll go first. Yeah.
Okay, so you can read me off some of your matches you have planned for SummerSlam.
So some of my matches, some of the things that I have predicted. Now, I haven't seen the SmackDown spoilers. We're recording this before SmackDown happens on Friday, but they taped it, and there's some spoilers out there. I don't know them, but you do. So
Yes.
my card is based on what happened on Raw and not what happened on SmackDown.
Yep.
Because to me, it hasn't happened yet. So some of my matches, I've got Cody Sammy, WWE title street fight.
Okay.
I've got
I also had Cody Sammy.
I've got LA Knight and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos in a tag match.
Okay, I will say that I had that same exact match, except I had a 6-man with Fatu with the Usos and Royce Keys with LA Knight and Solo.
Yeah, I didn't think about
I added
Royce
that extra layer.
Okay.
It could also just be a tag match.
I've got Gunther versus Aldis, Nick Aldis.
Got that too. Yep.
I've got a surprise one. I think they could pull the trigger on this. Penta versus Chad Gable Intercontinental title.
That's an interesting pick because I had on there Penta versus Ray, because Ray challenged him on Raw,
Okay.
and
I just think that they're building Chad up. They're going to give him a title shot.
They could. But then, with the only problem I see with that plan, and to be fair, mine's the same way. But with you're putting Gable in a face position, are you really going to put him up against the face Penta?
True.
Now it's a little different, I think, with Ray and Penta because that's more of a mentor-student kind of.
I was thinking the
match.
reason I put Chad in there and not anybody else is I was thinking they're building Chad up. They're probably going to give him some sort of title opportunity against Penta. And I thought it could be like a respect type of thing. Like they go in there, they shake hands, and then they have their match. And then after the match, whoever wins, they hold each other's hand up and
I can see that. Yeah.
do like the point your finger at the guy or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, it just seems like they've been pushing Ray. He seems to be going like getting into a time machine.
He is 50 years old.
I think they had that match on Raw. It was a really good match. So I could see them maybe running that back, maybe giving them a little more time to see what they can do at SummerSlam. So,
Another match that I have Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes for the U.S. title.
Yep, I had the exact same match.
I have Lyra versus Bayley.
I had that. I actually had that street fight because I didn't have Cody Sammy as a street fight.
Yeah. I guess it doesn't have to be a street fight. It could be like a grudge match or what. It doesn't have to be
something. I think it's going to be more than just a one-on-one. I think.
Yeah. And then my final match of like the ones that I guarantee is probably going to happen is Jade versus Charlotte.
Yep, that's the other one. I had that one too, as well.
And then I have a couple matches that I just kind of threw out there as like, oh, this could happen, but probably not. I have Tiffany and Chelsea versus Meechin and B-Fab.
Okay.
That's not really a SummerSlam match.
That's pretty funny because I have that actually.
Oh.
But I have that in a women's tag team championship match.
Oh,
Like
interesting.
it's Brie and Paige versus Meechin and BFAB versus Tiffany and
Oh, I didn't think about
Chelsea.
Brie and Paige.
Just to get that as a title match makes it a little more palpable for
That probably
SummerSlam.
more what's going to happen than mine just being them for.
Yeah, I don't think if it's just the four of them, I don't think they're getting a SummerSlam match.
No, that's more of a Saturday Night's Main Event thing.
Yeah.
And then my final match, which this is my biggest wild card, is Austin Theory and Maxine versus Otis and Tozawa. And I know what you're saying.
That's pretty
It's
good.
one girl versus two guys with Theory in there, but I think that
Hmm.
Theory would take care of both of them, and then like Maxine comes in and pins on him or something,
Yeah, I can see that.
or
Go
she could like slap Tozawa.
full on heel. Now, I will tell you, you had Gable in the Intercontinental Championship.
Yes.
One of the other things I had was Theory versus Gable.
You've been
We
talking
had
about
that.
that, yeah.
We had that little confrontation where Gable walked by when he
Hmm.
saw Maxine and Theory talking to each other, and then Maxine's been the one that's kind of been blown up on Gable.
Yeah.
I could see something where maybe like Gable's trying to talk to her, and then Theory attacks him from behind, and we could set up some kind of match like that.
hmm Yeah, you've been
Um,
talking about the Gable Theory thing.
yes. I also some of the other things I had. There was a bunch of things where like I just don't know. Like WWE Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley, is she gonna
Yeah,
wrestle?
I wanted to put her on there, but I didn't know what to do with her. She has
And
no rival.
I don't even know who she'd go up against
Yeah,
now with her being hurt. So I
especially with
had
Jade and Charlotte both like busy.
I had her as a question mark. I also had Braun Breaker as a question mark.
Yeah, I don't know what
Like
Braun's gonna do.
I just don't know who he's gonna wrestle. I mean, he could get some kind of lower class feud, but I mean, is it
Yeah, if we
worthy of
did
a
this like
SummerSlam match?
a month or 3 weeks like later, if we did this 3 weeks later, we probably would have had Braun on the card. But
I just don't know where you put him in there at against who.
yeah, we just need to see where he comes after this Seth Rollins thing.
Yeah, it's just all blank slate right now with the Vision after Seth Rollins took him
And
out.
is the Vision even a thing? Because Heyman, he doesn't seem like he's a part of it anymore.
At least not a part with Theory because he kind of just blew off Theory. So, and that was my thought process. We've talked about this before too. Is I think the Vision breaks up and then Theory goes with Maxine, and maybe Heyman stays with Braun after Brock leaves. So
Hmm
Heyman's still on TV. He goes with Braun
Yeah, I
now.
think that would be good.
And then like Logan Paul, once he comes back, he can go back to doing his own thing. Bronson Reed, once he's ready to come back and do his own thing, and then you don't have to worry about the group anymore. So I think it could be it doesn't have to be like a feud against each other uh, breakup. Now we do know that next week on Raw is the tag title match.
Yes, but I don't think the Profits are dropping the titles.
Well, what I was going to say is we don't know what Braun's doing. Does maybe Heyman get in Braun's head and Braun turns on Theory and we get Braun versus Theory at SummerSlam?
Oh, okay.
Or even at Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's probably more of a Saturday Night's Main Event thing. Unfortunately for
But
Theory,
if you
he's just
want
not up
Braun
there
on
yet.
SummerSlam, you could easily do as the end of the Vision. Heyman gets in his ear telling him the Vision's done. You need to go by yourself.
Maybe he
He
says you are the Vision.
he spears Theory, and then Theory versus Braun is another match at SummerSlam.
Okay, yeah, that definitely could be something. The problem is
Just
we just don't know
throwing out
where
ideas.
it's so fresh from Braun losing to Seth. We don't know where he goes after this.
Mm-hmm. And then my other match I had on here was a possibility was Danhausen versus Dominic.
Yeah, that's not a SummerSlam thing. That's a Saturday Night's Main
I
Event thing.
think it could be a SummerSlam thing because I think it fits perfectly as a match right before Roman Seth. Like it's just that kind of funny. Dom's a great character. Danhausen's a great character. You have you can have all the zombie stuff, and you get that cool down before you jump right to your big emotional main event
Yeah, okay.
where the Shield's gonna end. That's where I would put it on the card. Now, there was rumors that because he's obviously got to do something at Saturday Night's Main Event in Madison Square Garden, Danhausen.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
There's rumors that he's going to be the main event taking on JD.
Oh, I'd love that.
So, do we think if he beats JD there, that leads to Dom at SummerSlam?
Ah,
You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's not losing to JD, that's for sure.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying like, could that lead into
Yeah,
now
I
you
could
beat
see that. Yeah, because
JD,
then Dom
now you're gonna
Dom
fight
gets
Dom?
upset. He's tired of Danhausen. He's got to put an end to it, type of thing.
Exactly. So,
Okay,
but
and he also wants his money back.
hmm
His team
so
wants
that's
his.
where I was at with those. But those were about the only other extra. We were on the same page. Now I will tell you, I know the spoilers, obviously.
Yeah,
So there's a few things where, and you got there without knowing them, but like they are going to have. They announced on this upcoming SmackDown that the SmackDown on the 10th, so the next week, they're going to have a non-title match, Trick versus Carmelo, which tells me that I could see Carmelo upsetting him in the match,
and then he gets the match at SummerSlam.
and that's how they lead to the match at SummerSlam. Now, I agreed with you with the WWE Championship, Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes, but because of what happens on SmackDown, then the spoilers, which I'm going to talk about here.
That's
so
fine.
Spoiler alert for anyone who's listened to this, and maybe before SmackDown's on tonight and didn't want to know what happens. I have a whole new vision for what's going to happen with the WWE Championship.
Okay, lay it out.
So on SmackDown, the main event is a WWE number one contender match: Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso,
Nice. Okay,
and Cody wins.
makes sense.
Adam Pearce announces that the Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn match is happening on Raw this week.
Huh.
Now you say, well, why are they going to do a WWE Championship SmackDown title match on Raw? Where is this Raw going to be held?
I don't know. Where's it at?
Chicago.
Oh, Punker.
Okay, you do Chicago, you do the WWE Championship match. Cody wins. You end the show with Cody beating Sami straight up.
Wow.
He's holding the title up at the end of Raw, and then you get that cult of personality. Punk makes his way. He's wanted to. There's been rumors he's wanted to return on the Chicago Raw.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out.
There's also been rumors that he wants to be on SmackDown.
Well, that's the thing. So now he comes out. So you're doing this SmackDown title on a Raw show. You get Punk to come out in Chicago, so he still gets his big pop in Chicago.
Yeah. Well, he get the big pop
on the Raw, but then he's starting a program
that's going to be
for
on
the SmackDown title and be on SmackDown.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying here?
I mean,
and
that's very possible.
That leads right into Cody, Punk, your second main event of SummerSlam.
So there's so many things about this. The fact that Adam Pearce comes out and says it's going to be on Raw in Chicago makes this
why
very
would you
plausible.
Why would you do a SmackDown title? Now the only other reason you can say it is because now Pearce is both general manager of Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
With Nick Aldis being put on leave.
Yeah.
So that's the only other reason I could see them saying, "Hey, we're putting it on Raw. I'm the GM of Raw." Blah blah blah.
The other thing is before Punk left after WrestleMania,
he had the Punk. Punk and Cody had the.
He had the Cody thing, and Cody said, "Just name the player, just say when or whatever."
Now the only sad part about this is what happened with Sami.
Yeah.
And there's no really he couldn't go fight Gunther now because Gunther's doing his thing with probably Aldis.
Yeah, that screws Sami.
So Sami might not even be on the SummerSlam card after
that screws him more than McIntyre got screwed.
So that would be the only problem I would have. Now the only option I've thought about so far, which I thought could work, is Sami freaks out on SmackDown after he loses the title on Raw and has a meltdown, and then that snaps Johnny Gargano out of his
I've been
trance,
talking about this. I said that.
And he tells Sami off, and then Sami maybe beats him down, and then that leads to Sami Johnny SummerSlam.
I said that
that's
earlier
about my only thought process
on one of our weekly episodes. I said that I think that this Sami character is going to be the reason Johnny snaps out of his planking gimmick.
Yeah, he's tired of all his complaining, and eventually kicks him out of his funk. he tells him off, tells him how much of a baby he is, a whiner, and then Sammy beats the snot out of him, and that leads to Sammy and Johnny at SummerSlam.
I mean, I now that you say that, that that's probably gonna happen, isn't it?
I just don't know where
Cody's
else
gonna
you go
beat
with
him on
Sammy.
Raw. Cody's totally beating him on Raw.
Yeah, because why else would you do it on a Raw, first of all? And then why else would you do it on a Raw in Chicago
Unless you want to have Sammy Punk.
when you haven't? But does that do it for you? Like Cody,
No,
you already teased
unfortunately.
it. If you hadn't teased it at all, I don't think it's as guaranteed.
I feel
But
so bad for Sammy though.
The last thing Punk did was
Before losing to Roman, yeah.
he called out Cody. That was the last time we've seen Punk.
Oh, that's right. He did that after WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was on the WrestleMania or the Raw after WrestleMania. He called him and Cody had the moment in the ring before he left.
Yeah.
Now, why not have Cody win it back? I don't know why you give it to Sammy. The only thing I think is and like we talked about on the recap, yeah, you get the cheap pop from the Saudi crowd. You give Sammy that moment, I guess, if you really wanted to give Sammy.
He's now a world champion forever.
But there was talk of him winning. There was talk of him winning that title at WrestleMania next year. We talked about, right?
Yeah, because it's going to be in Saudi. Yeah.
They pulled it out here at Night of Champions. Maybe they pulled it out here to get the big swerve, to get the big reaction, to get people thinking, oh man, now what's going to happen with Sammy as champion? Like we did that. We did the whole Kevin Owens comes back storyline into WrestleMania. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Now you get everyone thinking that, and now you're going to pull the double swerve, which was what they kind of did with McIntyre and Cody. Same idea. McIntyre held it for a little longer than that, but you still got the double swerve of like, you thought McIntyre was going to go into WrestleMania as champion. He beats Cody on the SmackDown to get the big. You didn't really think he was ever going to beat Cody. You get the big reaction for Drew. He has the match at Royal Rumble where he defends against Sammy. He is at the Chamber, but he doesn't really do anything at the Chamber except get involved in the main event. And then he ends up, they make that match for the next week, and Cody ends up beating him. And so it was all for nothing. That's kind of where I'm wondering if they're going with this too.
God, this sucks for Sammy
because they ran out of chances for Drew to lose, so they had to do it.
They had to do, yeah. And
so, but then they had to do it also knowing that they probably were planning to do Cody Randy the whole time.
But this,
so now I'm wondering.
You didn't have to do the Sammy thing so early. You could have just kept it with Cody.
I think they did it too. That's the thing with I feel like WWE's been doing so much lately is they're going for the big reaction pieces right now. They played it so long with these long form titles, and these long form like Roman Reigns held it for 4 years. All these guys were held it for so long. This like 2026 especially has been the year of surprise title changes. You've had like Sol Ruka winning, Drew the first time he won, Cody winning it back, Sammy beating Carmelo on SmackDown for the U.S. title. Like there's been so many times they've been changing these titles just on random Raws and SmackDowns where you just don't think it's actually going to change hands. That this whole scenario is saying they planned on doing Cody Punk. They realized that the Cody thing was stale, especially when they added Gunther to it. So they said, let's blow it up, and then we can go right back into it and still get Cody Punk, which I think is the same thing they did when they did McIntyre. They blew it up. They said McIntyre needs to win this match. He wins it, and eventually they got to where they wanted to go with Cody versus Randy.
See, the problem with WWE booking right now is they book themselves into corners too many times. And then they have to do something drastic to get out of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they make themselves boring and predictable, and then they try to be unpredictable, and then it gets kind of like what happened with King and Queen of the Ring. The predictable winners won, but they made it so convoluted that it was almost hard to follow.
Man, if I would have known those SmackDown spoilers, I probably would have had Cody versus Punk then.
I mean, that's the logical step for me.
Oh, there's no doubt it's happening.
Yeah. I just don't see where else you would go. If
I didn't know Raw was in Chicago.
it's just the fact that Raw's in Chicago, and like, what else are you
And the
doing?
fact that they made the match for Raw when it's the SmackDown title,
Exactly, exactly. What was the point of that? The
Cody's
only
definitely
other
taking it.
the only other thing you could say is that Pierce is on both brands now, so it doesn't really matter. But even that's kind of pushing the
That's
boundaries.
a thin argument.
So I mean, I just don't see any other
Cody's
reason to
totally
make
beating
that.
him on Raw, and then
Uh huh.
Punk's gonna come out. That's how
Yep.
they're gonna end Raw, and
Yep.
then it's gonna
He
be
might
like a
not even
Punk Cody
talk.
stare down.
He might
No,
just
it's
come
probably
out and
no.
stare down.
He's not gonna talk. It's just gonna be a stare down, and then they're gonna build that up on SmackDown. Punk's gonna
Mm-hmm.
come out on SmackDown. He'll cut a promo. Cody will come out. He'll do enough, and he'll do all that kind of stuff, and then it'll be
Mm-hmm.
SummerSlam Cody Punk for the title, and Punk wins.
Maybe, I don't know, but you get that match. They've been wanting to do that match forever, ever since Punk came back. You're
Man,
getting you're getting Cody Punk. You're getting Roman Seth as the other main event. You're probably opening one of the nights with Oba and Brock then.
yeah, Brock. Well, Brock always says that if he's not main event,
Uh-huh.
he's opening,
They
so he
ain't
can
gonna
leave.
wait for the middle, so
Yeah.
they're probably gonna open the show with one
I
the
would
cell
assume that's
match or
opening
one.
night one on ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why ESPN wouldn't want to have.
And then maybe you open night two with Liv Io.
Yeah, I mean, you got plenty of options there. So, but yeah, I just don't see how it's gonna go
Now
any
that you
other
say
way.
that, now that you say the spoilers, that's definitely happening.
Yeah, it just seems like that's the path this title's taken, and I feel bad for Sammy. I really just don't know where else you go with him after that. Now, could it possibly end up being a triple threat again? But you
They're
just
not
did
doing
that.
back to back triple threats.
Especially, like, are you really going to take away Cody and Punk just to add Sammy into it?
No. They're screwing Sammy. They don't care about Sammy at all.
Now, the only other thing I could think of is that do you do the angle where is Kevin ready? Does he betray
Mm,
him on Raw?
I don't think Kevin's ready,
I don't
unfortunately.
know.
I know he was at
So,
that NXT thing and he was kind of he well he wasn't really he was off to the side in the skirmish that
I
happened,
don't
but
know. I see Cody winning clean, him
oh
holding the
Cody's definitely
title
winning.
up.
Yeah.
Sammy's laid out on the outside, and out comes Punk. I mean, and Sammy can always say he did it,
Yeah, he's a world champ now. Yeah.
and he pinned Cody clean. Not many people can say they've done that since Cody's come back. So yeah, I think that's where this is all going to go.
I probably should have added Royce Keys and Jacob Fatu to the tag match
I
that I
just
had.
don't see why you would keep Jacob Fatu off the card,
Yeah. I
and
didn't
that's
when I wrote it down I didn't think about Jacob.
and
I
then
forgot about
Royce
him.
Keys is the obvious choice to put with them.
Oh yeah,
If
definitely. And then maybe Solo betrays him.
and that's what I would think too. That would be my guess. It's like he's kind of joining up with LA Knight right now, and Royce has been on the side trying to talk to him. I think then he's just going to turn on both of them, and then
Yeah.
we're going to have
When I wrote it down I forgot about it. So
no. Yeah, and I could also just and to be fair, I could see it being the tag match. It wouldn't shock me if they just do Usos versus LA Knight and Solo. I just see how it's hard to keep Jacob off the card
hmm yeah.
if you're
I think it's
going
a
to do a
6-man tag for
SummerSlam.
sure.
So
And then we definitely think it's Gunther Aldis.
yeah, for sure. I don't see how they wouldn't do that.
And that's Gunther beats and retires Aldis so that he can keep the career ender gimmick going on.
Yeah, for sure. This would be Aldis's one shot in WWE. He can go back to being the SmackDown GM
Which I wish he
afterwards.
would have got a better run as a wrestler, but
Yeah, I just don't think that's what they wanted him to
he's old.
do. Yeah. So, I mean, he's about as old as Punk, I think. Or
Yeah,
Punk,
exactly.
not Punk. Cody.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
Cody's old too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they're still in their end of their prime. So,
Will we both think Lyra Bailey's happening?
I think so.
And we pretty much know Jade Charlotte's happening.
Yeah, I wouldn't see what else you'd have them do. Unless they did a 6-man tag. But that seems kind of
That's Saturday night's main
dumb
event.
that seems dumb to do at SummerSlam.
That way you can protect Jade and Charlotte.
Yeah. So,
Well, that has been our pass the pen for our predictions of SummerSlam, the SummerSlam card. I feel like when we do our SummerSlam preview, we're
mhm.
probably gonna be about 80% correct.
Yeah,
on the card.
I think it will be mostly. I mean, there's some definitely some wiggle room matches. And some added things like I hope they
Yeah,
find
I
something
ran
for
out of
Braun to
steam
do.
after 10. I couldn't think of two other
Yeah,
matches.
I mean, I hope. I mean, they got a lot of big names that might not be at this pay per view, so I hope they find something for Braun to do. Maybe it's Theory with the Vision breaking up. I don't know. I just don't see where else he goes unless he just starts a random feud with somebody. But there's not even that big a name left to really do that with.
You can't get him in a singles run because if you put him with Penta, he's already won the Intercontinental title. He doesn't need that again. So you don't need to
Exactly.
you don't need to put him in that again. So where does he go? Like he can't be in the world title picture because that's Roman Seth right now.
Yeah, I mean that's about where I think it's going to be. I can really just see it being him versus Theory, where you kind of have the Vision break up and Heyman chooses Braun over Theory, and then it's Braun versus Theory at SummerSlam.
Yeah, and that I don't know. That just doesn't feel like a SummerSlam match to me. But probably just because Theory's not that big of a name right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I just the saddest part about this is where does Sammy go? Because I
Yeah, I
just
don't want
don't
to think
see
about it because
an outlet
they're screwing
for
Sammy.
Sammy. Now maybe he wins it. Maybe he beats Cody on Raw. I just don't think if they do that,
But
they go
even when I
Punk
said
Sammy.
Sammy Punk, that doesn't get me excited.
No,
I
I
don't,
just don't.
I don't,
It
I don't.
doesn't.
It doesn't have the name factor. It doesn't have the, and that's
No,
disrespectful to Sammy. I know, but Sammy's not the name factor like Cody and Punk are.
no. It's not Sammy's fault. They just don't build him up like that. But Cody Punk is a main
Yeah,
event that,
that's a night one main event right there.
yeah, it rivals your Reigns and Rollins. So, and that's what your main events need to do. That's why WrestleMania sucked so bad last year, or this last year for the first half, because they convoluted the Rhodes Orton match, and it became so much lesser than the
Yeah,
Roman
Cody
and Punk match.
versus Randy just straight up would have been that had
Yeah,
the factor to do enough.
yeah, that would have been straight up with Punk and Reigns, but they screwed it up and they over convoluted it, and then we got that mess, and then you wonder why night two was so much better than night one. So
Man, now you just depressed me with that Sammy.
I just
I
don't see
don't
any
know.
other way it's going. Everything is lining up for that to be the outcome. Because there's been
Yeah.
rumors that they want to do Cody Punk at SummerSlam,
Hmm.
and there's rumors that Punk's going to SmackDown anyway, and there's rumors that Punk wants to be on Raw in Chicago.
SmackDown. Oh, okay.
Well, this Raw in Chicago.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
if
thought
you're
you were
going to
talking about
bring
the
him
one.
back on SmackDown and be on the SmackDown brand, you can't really bring him back on the Raw in Chicago unless he comes out to start a program for SmackDown, and that's exactly what he'd be doing.
It just it's so frustrating because it's so obvious. You put the SmackDown World Title on a Raw as a match on Raw in Chicago, where obviously Chicago is Punk's home. Every wrestling fan knows that. So and Punk has been gone. So
Mm-hmm.
it just everything is so obvious, which makes me think they're not going to do it. But
Yeah, and then they
it's
swerve us again. And
it's
Punk
so
doesn't come back for
obvious.
SummerSlam, and Sammy ends up winning, and then they do something else with him. Who knows?
Everything like it just makes so much annoying sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wouldn't put the WWE title, and this isn't like the debut on Netflix. You wouldn't
No.
have the this isn't like a special big time specialty Raw where you would have the WWE title be defended because it's a big time event. It's just a random Raw in Chicago.
Exactly.
So why would you do that if you're not building a storyline where Punk's coming out to challenge Cody,
Mm-hmm.
who's going to win the
Exactly.
title? It's annoying. I don't like it, but this isn't the podcast to talk about that. That is going to do it though for our Past the Pen SummerSlam card predictions. Let us know down below in the comments if you guys think we are correct in any of our predictions, or if you think we might have left somebody out that you think is going to be on the card, or maybe you think somebody that we have on here is not going to be at the SummerSlam pay per view. Let us know down below, and then subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all that kind of stuff, and we will catch you in the next episode.
Peace.